listening to ChickFlicks with me, your host, Alexis Otang. I'm so happy to be back in my studio. I tried filming like a couple of times, not in my regular space. Didn't work out well. So now that the studio has been refurbished, it's been re-updated. That's not even the right word, but who cares? I'm back in it, filming regular content for you, recording regular content for you. So wherever you're listening, I'm so happy to be back. And today's episode is so fun. It's going to be about the Oscar nominations, which literally dropped yesterday. Today's like Wednesday, January 25th. So it dropped on the 24th. My class got canceled, thankfully. So I got to like watch it live and everything. And it was so much fun. And I was so happy. So today I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on the nominees, who got nominated, and also this year's Oscars. This year, the Oscars is going to be the 95th one. So we've had 95 years of the Oscars, which is super impressive and also like crazy because when I talk about how there's some historic wins in here, or nominations in here, you're gonna be like, how has nobody of this like ethnicity or nobody of this demographic ever been nominated? And I'm wondering too. I want them to answer these questions. So let's jump right into it. So this year, the Oscars host is going to be Jimmy Kimmel, and he actually hosted the 2017 and 2018 Oscars back to back. And I feel like they had him do back to back because 2017 was actually the year of the La La Land Moonlight mix-up, which is infamous in Oscars history because it's like one of the first times on like live broadcast television where we've had a mix-up like that at like a award show that was like for movies, TV, Broadway, things like that, entertainment. So that was crazy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, which you should know at this point, it was basically when oh, sorry, I heard something, but it was basically when the La La Land was announced to win Best Picture. The person who was announcing saw that there was a mistake on the card. It said Emma Stone for La La Land, and he was like, okay, there's obviously a problem with this, but he didn't know what to do, and he passed it to the other person he was hosting with, or he was announcing with, and she was like, La La Land, because she didn't read the card correctly. And so all of La La Land's producers, everybody who was involved, gets on stage, they're saying their speeches, and like one of the producers of the Oscars literally have to go and he's like, hey, that is actually the wrong card. And we opened the right card hoping like, oh, it doesn't matter. You still won. You didn't win. It was Moonlight. But the producers and the directors of La La Land were so good people. They were like, guys, there's been a mix up. Moonlight, you actually won. And they were like, they need to be cheered on. Even though they messed it up, like this is still a very amazing win for them. So I feel like they had Jimmy Kimmel host it again, 2018, because of that mix-up, kind of be like, hey, it's not Jimmy Kimmel's fault. You know, we're professional here. It kind of like when Steve Harvey messed up the Miss Universe debacle, they had him like host the next one. They did the same thing with Jimmy Kimmel, even though it wasn't his fault, but whatever. But some like really big things that happened at the 2017 Oscars while we're on that was the first streaming service won or got nominated for Best Picture, and it was Amazon with Manchester by the Sea. But for 2018, that was another really big year too, where Jimmy Kimmel hosted. He had a great monologue for both years. I honestly liked it. The 2018 one was, I think, a bit more focused, or no, it might have been the 2017 one that was a little bit more focused on the Me Too movement, because it happened, actually it was 2018, I'm pretty sure. And he did a really good job of like talking about how they need to do better in Hollywood while also inflicting humor. So I think Jimmy Kimmel is a good host. I'm excited to see what he does. In 2018, it was actually Jordan Peele's first nomination, and he was like one of the only people, there's only 3 people with their debut film who have been nominated for directing, writing, and Best Picture, which was amazing. He won for original screenplay, but also I don't think any Black director has won Best Directing before. No Black director has ever won it. There have been plenty who have been nominated for it, and they either usually win best screenplay, best original screenplay, or they win best picture, or they win both. But none have won best directing, which is crazy to me. Like, there's so many people you could have picked, but whatever. It was also Margot Robbie's first nomination that year. She got it for I, Tonya, playing Tonya Harding, and Timothy Chalamet's first Oscar nomination for Call Me By Your Name. So 2018 was a really good year. And here for 2023, there is a lot of nominees. So we're going to start going through all the nominees with Best Original Song. So this category is actually stacked. I think I know who's gonna win, but there is somebody I want to win. So we have nominated is Applause from Tell It Like a Woman, sung by Sophia Carson. We have Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick, music and lyrics by Lady Gaga. We have Lift Me Up from Black Panther, Wakanda Forever by Rihanna and Ryan Coogler. And then we have Not To from RRR, music from Kirvani, I hope I said that right. And we have This Is Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once, music by Ryan Loft and David Bryan, and sung by Mitski. And let me just say, Ryan Loft is from Sunlux, and I actually love Sunlux. They have a lot of good music. I used to be in this thing called Fine Arts, and when I tell you, if you know what that is, you know what that is. But almost every single group would use music from Sunlux for Dream State, The Moment Changes Everything. Those were always being used in these things called human videos, which if you know what fine arts is, you know what I'm talking about. Now for this category, I have a couple of notes. First of all, Top Gun Maverick submitted Hold My Hand by Lady Gaga for the song they wanted considered for their movie. And I honestly understand. It's kind of like that thing where you want to choose the song that best represents the movie. So I understand that, and I think it's fair. But personally, I would have submitted I Ain't Worried by One Republic, because I feel like that song was everywhere. A lot of people loved that song. It honestly charted better than Hold My Hand. And it's a part of the most, like, one of the iconic scenes from Top Gun Maverick, which is that beach scene. Miles Teller, you know, we love that scene. Guys and girls running around on the beach playing football. What's there not to love? But I honestly understand why they submitted Hold My Hand. I think it's just a better representation of what the movie was trying to do. So I understand, but I would have, honestly, if it was me, I would have been like, we're doing One Republic. I personally want Lift Me Up to win. It's dedicated to Chadwick Boseman. The whole movie is dedicated to Chadwick Boseman. I want to see Black Panther win something. And if Angela Bassett, newsflash or spoiler, Angela Bassett is nominated for Best Supporting Actress for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. But if she doesn't win for that, I want this song too. Though here is who I believe is going to win. I think it's going to go to Not To from RRR. This movie was, I haven't seen it, but I've heard a lot of reviews and a lot of raves. I really want to watch it. It's on my to watch list. It's had a lot of rave reviews, and people were confused on why it wasn't nominated for Best International Film. I'm not going to talk about Best International Film today, I believe. I don't think it's in my notes. Yeah, it's not in my notes. But the reason why it's not nominated, if you're wondering, is because India did not select it to represent the country. And the Academy can only vote in that category based off of the movies the country has selected. Or the movie. I think I said movies. The movie the country has selected. So RRR wasn't selected, so they can't vote for it. So if RRR is going to win an award, I think it's going to be this one, because it's the only one that it could be nominated for. Some people were holding out that it was going to be nominated for Best Picture, because at the Golden Globes, it was nominated for Best Picture Drama. So it didn't win, but people were hoping that it was going to get nominated. It didn't get nominated for the Oscars, at least. So RRR is definitely the contender. But honestly, I feel like the next one it's going to win, that would win if it isn't Not To, is Lift Me Up, or This Is Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once. I listened to it. I think it's a good song. I think it's good. It has a very Sunlux sound. Mitski type sound. I like it. So honestly, those are my pick. If it's not to from RR, it's gonna be Lift Me Up, and then third will be This Is Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Okay, next up, we're going to a category I'm really excited about: Best Supporting Actor. This category is stacked, and I would like to say it could go any way, but there's only one way it should go. But let me first read all of the nominees. First, we have Brendan Gleeson from The Banshees of Inisherin. I don't know how to say it. Is Inisherin? Inisherin? I think it's Inisherin, but that's just my opinion. Brian Tyree Henry from Causeway, Judd Hirsch from The Fablemans, Barry Keoghan from The Banshees of Inisherin, and Ki Hugh Kwan from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Who should win it? In my opinion, the comeback kid, Ki Hugh Kwan. He has had like the most magical year of his life, and respectfully, deservingly, he deserved it. Rightfully so. That's what I was trying to say. I said he deserved it. I meant rightfully so. He's had the best year ever, and he did phenomenal in this role. I am an Everything Everywhere All at Once stan. I am rooting for it all the way to the box office, all the way to the Oscars. Let it sweep. I want it to be the Mad Max Fury Road of this Oscars. Every award, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's leading in nominations. It has 11 nominations. I think the next film closest to it, it might be Elvis, or it might be The Banshees of Inisherin or The Fablemans. It's one of those. I don't care. As long as Everything Everywhere All at Once has the most. That's what I care about. So Ki Hugh Kwan is I'm rooting for him. Now, who is also like a possible win? They love The Fablemans. They love Spielberg. So I could see it going to Judd Hirsch or any of the Banshees of Inisherin actors, Brendan Gleeson and Barry Keoghan. Brian Tyree Henry was kind of a surprise to see. So he's like the underdog. Like if he were to win it, I would be like, hey, we rooting for everybody black too. So that's a win for us. I ain't gonna argue against that. But I definitely don't think, like in this cast, I think it's definitely between Ki Hugh Kwan, or I will say Barry Keoghan. They love Batman. He's been in a lot of things. He's gonna be in the new Batman film. He was in Eternals. Like he is literally in his bag, constantly working. So I could see it going anyway. Now, for Best Supporting Actress, when I tell you I screamed when I saw the nominees list, I was so happy because personally, like, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me first say the nominees and then let me get into it. I gotta remember that's my format. Say the nominees and then go into my notes. For Best Supporting Actress, we have Angela Bassett for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Hong Chow for The Whale, Carrie Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And when I tell you I screamed at this list, I wouldn't have done it any different for Best Supporting Actress. And that is very rare for me to agree with every single one and not really think to add somebody else in there. Angela Bassett, she is, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think she's the first, no, you can quote me on this because I'm sure about this. And if I am wrong, who cares? She's the first person in the MCU with an MCU role to get nominated for an Oscar. Your fave could never. I love Chris Evans, but he could never. Robert Downey Jr. could never. Like, and rightfully so. Actually, wait, let me take that back. I was about to say somebody else I probably would have put in this list, but she was a lead actress, so we'll get back to that. I would have maybe thrown Lupita Nyong'o in there. Why not? We rooted for everybody black, like throw her in there. But I was so happy to see this because she put everything in. What people don't even understand, like, it wasn't even acting. The grief that they felt in that moment, the things that they felt, it was so real. Because this movie, like I said, is dedicated to Chadwick. They honored Chadwick every second they could. And so it was just amazing, and I'm so happy for them. So another person nominated is Hong Chow from The Whale. And honestly, I think deservedly so. She does a great performance. Her role is to be super patient throughout the movie. And I'm sorry if y'all hear something weird in the back. There's I think they're working outside. some construction because I hear something, but whatever. Uh, her role was supposed to be really patient, and I think the actors of The Whale really made the film. I don't know if the storyline to me was very appealing, if I think they did right by what they were trying to convey in the message, but I'll tell you, every single actor killed it. And honestly, I would have maybe thrown a Sadie Sink nomination in there. They're not as, the Oscars isn't as welcoming to young female actresses and young male actresses. It's really, you have to do a wow, like a blow away performance in order to get a nomination. But I honestly think Sadie Sink is in her bag. I believe out of the whole Stranger Things cast, she's the one. She is one of the best actors up in there. She is a future Winona Ryder in the making. Sadie Sink is an amazing actress. And I think, honestly, she should have maybe, like, you could have thrown her in there. But like I said, the people who were nominated, I agree with every single one of these, and I honestly wouldn't change it. If I could add to it, I would, but if I had to keep it at 5, this is the list. Carrie Condon, she did a great job with her role in The Banshees of Inisherin. Like I said, all these performances were amazing, but the star performances for me, of course, are from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Jamie Lee Curtis and Stephanie Hsu. But honestly, I didn't think Stephanie Hsu was going to get nominated. She wasn't getting a lot of traction in the award show circuit. And you know, these smaller award shows are what we watch to see who is possibly going to get the big nominations at the Golden Globes, at the Oscars. So when she didn't get nominated for the Golden Globe for supporting actress and it went to Jamie Lee Curtis, and also the movie was backing Jamie Lee Curtis more, I was like, I don't think she's going to get this Oscar nomination, which is crazy because Jobu Tabaki, that bitch was in her bag. That bitch was amazing. Stephanie Hsu did that. And I honestly don't know if anybody could have delivered it like she delivered it. Like, it's definitely an original role. Like, a lot of people probably could have done justice to the role, but could they do it like Stephanie Hsu do it? I don't think so. I don't think so. And so I was really worried that she wasn't going to get nominated. And like, I think Jamie Lee Curtis did amazing in her role, but Stephanie Hsu was definitely the standouts of the supporting cast. And I feel like everyone has to admit that. Along with Ki Hugh Kwan, she was right up there. Like, the 3 main actors, Michelle Yeoh, Ki Hugh Kwan, and Stephanie Hsu, amazing. Best performances I've ever seen, possibly their best performances of their career. So I'm so happy to see her, and I'm rooting for Stephanie Hsu or Angela Bassett. Either wins would be so amazing. If Angela Bassett won, I think it would kind of be like a redeeming thing because she didn't win the Oscars the last time when she was nominated, which I feel like was in the 90s. I can't remember for what role, but she didn't win it there, and I thought a lot of people were like, she deserved to win then. So if she wins now, it would be like, yes, like it'd be kind of like the Sheryl Lee Ralph moment at the Emmys. But if Stephanie Hsu won, it would be like, wow, amazing. So going into Best Director, right now, who is nominated for Best Director is Martin McDonagh, Daniel Kwan, or the Daniel Kwan, Daniel Scheinert. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm not even going to lie. So I'm going to say the Daniels from Everything Everywhere All at Once, Steven Spielberg, and Todd Field, and Ruben Östlund. Steven Spielberg is for The Fabelmans, Todd Field is for Tar, and Ruben Östlund is for Triangle of Sadness. And I have a lot to say about this category. First of all, there is no female director nominated. And I'm like, unacceptable. Unacceptable, especially when you had Gina Prince Bythewood who directed Woman King as a possible person that you could put in here. Are we kidding? Are we kidding? I probably would have put her over Ruben Östlund. I'm just going to say it. Also, the fact that for the past 2 years, a woman has won Best Director. And so for you guys to not even have a female nominee, also, there has never been a Black female director, I don't even think nominated at this point. There's been Black male directors nominated, but never a Black female director nominated. But I don't even think there is a Black person nominated this year. I don't think so. Yeah. Am I surprised? No, it's Oscars. But You have no female director, and there was a lot to choose from this year. Explain yourself. Explain, because Jane Campion won for Power of the Dog last year. And I think Greta Gerwig was nominated last year as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. But she was nominated once in the past couple of years. And then Chloe Zhao, when she was nominated, there was like 2 female directors in there. So for y'all to go from like having female directors in there constantly to just nothing, really, really, this is what we're going to do. And don't say that there wasn't any great choices, because it's not true. It's not true. So we need to talk about that. It's unacceptable. It's not okay. It's weird to me. Like, how can you even sit here and justify that? Because 3% of movies in the movie industry are directed by women. And if you want to encourage women to go out there and direct, because you're looking at somebody who wants to be a female director, we need to see that y'all are actually giving them a chance. It's one thing to award them with Best Director. It's another thing to nominate them. If we don't even think we can get in the door consistently, and like, I'm sorry, just because y'all had 2 women win last year and you've had a lot of nominees doesn't mean you're excused for the rest of the years. I want to constantly see at least one woman nominated. And some people are like, you're pushing diversity. Of course I'm pushing diversity. Have you seen me? Do you want me to push what we've been generic brand? Okay, let's just nominate all white directors. But hey, we do have an Asian director up in there, Daniel Kwan, so wins everywhere. But I want to, the Oscars, you can do better, and we know it. We know it. So I'm going to call you out on it. And you know what? I'm calling you out because when we get to Best Actress, I'm about to rip y'all apart. So let's actually move on to Best Lead Actor before I get into the tearing down and ripping of the Best Actress category, Best Lead Actress. Let's start with Best Lead Actor. We have Austin Butler with Elvis. We have Colin Farrell in The Banshees of Inisherin. We have Brendan Fraser for The Whale. Paul Mescal for After Sun, or I think it's Mescal. I can't remember. Guys, I'm really bad with names, so I can never remember how some actors' names are pronounced. I know. I should be better. Forgive me. I promise y'all I'll get better at it. And then Bill Nighy for Living. I think this list is okay. I would have made some changes. Personally, who I think is going to win it, they love them some Austin Butler. The award show circuit has been loving him, especially because he's become a method actor. He ain't never dropped that damn accent. And I saw an article that said, like, a voice acting coach saying that, like, he may never lose that accent. And I was like, never? Because I don't think this man is attractive, but that accent really takes away from him. It low-key gives me the ick. So please, God, let it go, because he hasn't even been acting. He acted in that movie like a while back. It should be gone by now, and it's not. When I heard him speak at the Golden Globes, I was like, oh, we still doing this. I was like, this thing might be permanent, and I don't know how I feel about that. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think that Austin Butler has a really great chance. And honestly, he's had a good career. I remember watching him on like Zoe 101, and he has just grown throughout these years. He has become a stronger actor. And actually, the funny thing is, I think his audition tape for this film was him sitting in front of a piano, like playing music. And like he was in a robe. I heard that. I remember I did a video on that for my TikTok, and I talked about that as a fun fact. I can't remember exactly like, what is that ringing? I swear, it's only when I'm filming, guys, and recording that these crazy sounds want to come out of the freaking woodworks. It was silent when I was setting up, not even a peep. And now everybody's got to talk. All these noises got to happen. Funny. Y'all, it's funny. But yeah, his audition tape was just something like so funny. But I definitely think he may win it. But I personally am rooting for Paul, okay? After Sun, it's so good. It's so good. And it's the A24 magic. A24, I want to work for them so badly because they are just like reinventing the movie industry. They have put out banger after banger after banger. And even when they have someone that aren't good, like Men wasn't that good. They jump back real quickly with another banger. Everything Everywhere All at Once is a product of A24. It is also the product of Moonlight. It is also the product of just continuously killing the game. I love it. I love A24. The Florida Project, Euphoria. They kill it across TV shows to movies. A24 is that girl. And they tell stories that deserve to be heard. They don't tell the same generic stories. Not that, like, I'm not going to call out any production companies because, you know, you would too for a check. If they called me to work for them, I would go. So I'm not going to call out any, you know, companies. But A24 is constantly looking for different stories to tell, new ways to story tell. And that has always, like, drawn me to them. So I'm an A24 stan. So I am rooting for Paul Mescal. But let me just say, After Sun wasn't nominated for Best Picture, and I definitely think that was a mistake. I think they should have been nominated. Now, who would I have thrown into the Best Lead Actor? I'm going to just say that Nope is super underrated. People don't understand its genius. So Nope should have been nominated. And Daniel Kaluuya for Nope should have been nominated. And I stand by that. Y'all might say I'm crazy. But I think that Nope, yeah, Daniel Kaluuya is the guy. He is an Oscar winner. He is an amazing actor. And I think he did it in Nope. But I have to remember that the Oscars really don't like horror films. They just don't. And I know they don't because when we get to Best Lead Actress, there's somebody who should have been nominated, I wholeheartedly believe, who wasn't. And I feel like it's because she was in a horror film. And they just don't like horror films like that. They couldn't ignore the genius of Get Out, but if you look at it, there is not a lot of thrillers and there's not a lot of horrors that have been nominated, as well as like superhero movies. There's a superhero movie, and you already know which one I'm talking about, that wasn't nominated, that I was like, side eye to the Oscars for not nominating. But yeah, and I guess a realistic pick I would have probably thrown into Best Lead Actor was Paul Dano from The Fabelmans. I think he did amazing in his role. I liked The Fabelmans. I thought it was such a good story. You know, Steven Spielberg, he just knows how to direct. He just knows how to bring a story to life. So personally, I would have put him in there. But I guess they liked some other people's performance, and I get it. Michelle Williams, she was amazing in that. So I get why they chose her, but honestly, like, I would have either nominated Paul Dano or Gabriel LaBelle. Actually, Paul Dano probably would have gone in the Best Supporting Actor. So for Best Lead Actor, I would have put Gabriel LaBelle. I thought he did a great job as Sammy Fabelman. Ooh, in my opinion. Okay, it's time to tear the Oscars a new one. Best Lead Actress. I'm just gonna say the nominees, and you guys make your guess on who I was surprised to see and who I was surprised didn't make it. Oh, actually, flabbergasted didn't make it. Cate Blanchett for Tar. Andrea Riseborough for To Leslie. Michelle Williams for The Fabelmans. Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And Ana de Armas for Blonde. Have you made your guess? Have you selected your pick? Yeah. What is Ana de Armas doing on this list? Who was drinking at the voting? Because I will say, did I think she did a good job? I think she did good. Do I think she did better than Viola Davis in The Woman King? No. Does she do better than Danielle Deadweiler in Till? No. Does she do better than Mia Goth in Pearl? Hell no. Does she do better than Letitia Wright in Black Panther? Arguably no. Maybe, like, I guess some pretentious critics would be like, yes. No. So I'm surprised to see that I'm surprised Blonde even got nominated. Okay, it hasn't been getting award show love the whole season. And then you give Ana de Armas, I mean, I think she did get a Golden Globe nomination, but I was just like, come on, y'all. Viola Davis was standing right there. And you know what? I guess I'm like, the bright side about her not being nominated is that, like, she doesn't lose the Oscar, because if she would have been nominated, I would have been rooting for her to win because she deserves to win Best Lead Actress. I will talk about it. They literally snubbed her when she didn't win for The Help, when she didn't win for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Every single time Viola Davis has been nominated for an Oscar for Best Lead Actress and she didn't win, she has been snubbed, and you cannot argue with me. She has won an Oscar for Fences, but she got snubbed there because she wasn't a supporting actress. She was a lead actress in freaking Fences. Do not tell me she was not right there next to Denzel. And they constantly do this at the Oscars, like they did it with Judas and the Black Messiah. How can two of the lead actors both be supporting actors and there's no lead in the movie? You put Daniel Kaluuya, and I can't remember the other one, who also starred next to him. I'm actually going to look that up right now. Give me 1 second. Black Judas. Lakeith Stanfield. How can you have Lakeith Stanfield and Daniel Kaluuya in the same category and it not be Best Lead Actor? They did that on purpose, and it's so they didn't have to give Lakeith Stanfield the Best Lead Actor, because honestly, it should have been him and the lead actor and then Daniel Kaluuya and supporting actor, not both of them. There's no way a film just doesn't have any lead actors. Are we bullshitting ourselves here? Or are they co-leads? If they're going to be co-leads, then you put them both in Best Lead Actor. But that might have just been, now that I'm thinking about it, it might have just been Judas and the Black Messiah, like both submitting them to that category because they thought they had a better chance of winning. But honestly, I feel like they should have put them in Best Lead Actor. And I will not forget the Oscars for putting her, Viola Davis, and Best Supporting Actress for Fences. You know what you did. But let me not be too critical of the Oscars, because I do trying to get, and I did like apply to their internship. So let me, I don't understand everything you do, and I definitely don't agree with it, but like, hire me. But it's crazy. Like, I am absolutely gobsmacked that Ana de Armas got nominated. I could not believe my eyes. I could not believe my eyes. I was like, whoa. They have masterminds on the marketing team for Blonde, because somebody pulled that off. If they weren't going to give it to her, like even Mia Goth, like you cannot tell me that Pearl was not an amazing performance. I don't think anybody could have done it like Mia Goth personally. And even Letitia Wright, like she has been getting no love in the award show circuit, and I don't understand why. She did phenomenal. Or even let's give it up for Tenoch Huerta. Where's his nominations? He killed it. Do not tell me Namor is the best villain to ever hit the MCU, and I stand by that. He is the finest and the best to ever hit. And y'all are going to hate me for saying this, but he's a better villain than Michael B. Jordan. And I said it. I sat here and I will stand by that, and I'll say it. He is a better villain. Don't look at me like that, Taya. I'm right. You know I'm right. But let's get into the positives of the Best Lead Actress category, because what I say, and Everything Everywhere All at Once stand, Michelle Yeoh, she got her nomination, and now she's gonna take it. You best believe I am riding by Michelle Yeoh to win. She is put out a TikTok, and I talked about how she's the first Asian American woman to be nominated, but a lot of people were trying to correct me. So she is the first openly, which is crazy to say, Asian woman to be nominated. Another woman by, I think it was Meryl Auburn, was nominated, but she had to hide her ethnicity at the time because Hollywood was racist. It's still a little bit racist, but Hollywood was hella racist at that time. And so she had to continue acting like she was white. So when she won it, everyone thought it was just another white lady winning. So she's the first openly Asian actress to be nominated, knowingly being Asian, and and they're not having any bias against her for that. Meryl Auburn is Asian. I think she's South Asian, but she had to hide her ethnicity for a long time. But let's just say it has been, ever since she won it, there has not been another Asian woman to be nominated. She won that shit like back in like the 1960s, I'm pretty sure. So it's crazy that since like 1960s, and that's me being generous, I don't even remember when she won it. I'm gonna see if I can find it. When was it? I'm like looking up right now. Oh my God, it was 1936, bruh. So since 1930, I thought it was the 1960s. I was trying to give them a leg up, be like, oh, it's like the 1960s. 1936 is when this bitch won it. And oh no, she didn't even win it. I don't think she won it. Did she win it? She was nominated. Wow. She was nominated. So I don't think there's ever been an Asian actress to win it then. Oh my God. Oscars. Why am I even acting surprised at this point? Like, that's the funny part, is I'm sitting here like, oh, why am I acting surprised? But since 1936, there has not been an Asian woman nominated. That's crazy, because there have been a lot of people, like, y'all might not like her, but Awkwafina killed it in The Farewell. I would have even nominated her. But there's been a lot of women, Asian women, who have killed roles that they have not nominated. So that is crazy. That's unacceptable. I'm gonna just say that. That's unacceptable. So yeah, I'm riding with Michelle Williams. Michelle Yeoh. I'm riding with Michelle Yeoh. Michelle Williams is great, and I'm sure she'll be nominated for another one down the road. She always gets nominated. Literally, she was nominated like for Manchester by the Sea just a couple years back. But we're riding with Michelle Yeoh. Okay, Everything Everywhere All at Once wins all around. That's what I want to see. Now, finally, on to Best Picture. This is our last category we're going to talk about. So, nominated, and this is a hefty list. So, hang in there with me. All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of the Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fablemans, Tar, Top Gun: Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, Women Talking. This list, there are some ones that I agree with. There's some ones that I was like, okay. Top Gun: Maverick, it's named one of the best action movies of the year. So I understand why it was nominated. I personally probably would have thrown Black Panther in there. I think it should have been nominated. It was nominated its first ever year when the first Black Panther came out. I'm pretty sure it was nominated for Best Picture. So I personally feel like the second is kind of better cinematography wise and a little bit storytelling wise than the first. So I feel like it deserved a nomination here. I'm just glad Blonde isn't nominated, because I felt in my soul that we were gonna get like another one of those like Don't Look Up. Like we were gonna get like the Don't Look Up, and Blonde was gonna land there. So I'm just glad to see that Blonde wasn't here. The Woman King. I feel like that should be here. What is up with y'all not liking The Woman King? I don't know if it got nominated at all, which is crazy. The Batman didn't get nominated for Best Picture. I don't know. They don't like superhero movies. That's the funny thing. They just don't like superhero movies at the Oscars, and we know. But I feel like when it comes to DC and making like Oscar-worthy movies, they know they make like a select few. The Batman was definitely something I would have seen as Oscars worthy. Decision to Leave. It wasn't nominated for international film, I don't believe. I can't remember what country it's from. Let me look that up real quick. Decision to Leave, but it wasn't nominated for Best International Film, and it isn't nominated for Best Picture, and I think that's crazy. I think it's Korean. It's a South Korean film, and it's crazy to me because it won the, let me see if I can say this right, Palme d'Or and Best Director at 2022 Cannes Film Festival. So, and Cannes Film Festival is kind of used like as a pre-show circuit. Usually, if you win the Palme d'Or there, you are very like likely to get a big nomination at the Oscars or the Golden Globes, whichever. So for it to not get it at the Oscars, I'm like, but then you put Top Gun: Maverick in there. So I'm just confused. Women Talking, I definitely didn't see that getting in, but I've heard pretty good things about it. Triangle of Sadness. I knew that Avatar: The Way of Water was getting nominated, and I love it. So I will ride for it. I don't care if some of y'all don't think it should be in there. It deserves to. I knew Elvis. You gotta love a Baz Luhrmann film. I'm surprised he didn't get nominated for directing. But one thing I've noticed, like films like Elvis and also like The Whale, their acting performances are phenomenal. But I think what really was lost in translation was the movie making experience. Like what some critics just don't like is either the message or the way they told the movie. As it comes to the performances from the actors, they love it. They love Brandon Fraser. They love Austin Butler. They don't like Tom Hanks, though. A lot of people do not like his performance in Elvis. But when it comes to the movie, they're just not going love. But who do I think is taking home Best Picture? They love Spielberg, and Spielberg won with The Fabelmans for Best Picture at the Golden Globes. So I think that Everything Everywhere All at Once, I don't care, I'm going to say it. Everything Everywhere All at Once is winning it. It's having its moment. But if they don't give it to them, it's going to go to The Fabelmans, because Hollywood just loves movies about movies. La La Land, The Fabelmans, it's all about making movies, and they just love those type of movies. So I could definitely see it. And guys, that is my reaction and my rundown and my thoughts on the big categories of the 95th Academy Awards, the Oscars. So let me know, do you guys agree with me? Do you agree with my opinions? What were you surprised to see? Who were you surprised to get snubbed? There is a lot more that I didn't delve into, but maybe I'll do another like Oscars video when it gets closer to the awards date. But yeah, guys, so let me do my little quick outro. If you guys want to follow me on my socials, please follow me at Alexis Otang for my public profile, or at the ChickFlicks Show on Instagram and also on TikTok. I've been gaining quite a bit of momentum on there, so make sure you follow me. Also follow at FAU Owl TV and FAU Owl Radio, as I am an official show of both of these student media platforms. And yeah, guys, wherever you're listening, rate my show 5 stars. If you're listening on Spotify, give it a like on YouTube or SoundCloud. Leave a comment, subscribe on my YouTube at Simply Alexis, and I will see you guys very soon. And I'm so happy. I'm gonna be putting out a lot more videos because we finally got our studio back, so you can expect a lot. And yeah, guys, this is Alexis signing off of ChickFlicks. You guys have a good one. Bye.
That